Okay, we're going to start with The Nation. Better Edu faces EFCC grilling. 37 billion naira EFCC quizzes ex-minister Sadia. APC picks Edo candidate February 17th. NERC takes over disco over poor performance. Aliyah triumphs at Supreme Court. Ayedatiwa rejects forgery claim. And Super Eagles land in Lagos. UBA crosses 1 trillion naira cap mark. Which story are we taking?
I took the major headline, which is Better Edu, the suspended humanitarian affairs and poverty alleviation minister. She will be grilled today by the EFCC over the alleged 585 million naira fraud in her ministry. I think it's a hot topic, so I'll just, not take a lot of it. We have a few people who have commended the president for quickly, suspending her, says that it sends the right message concerning corruption. So we had the governor of Imo State commending the governor for that. And also we have Ndume, who represents Borno South District, also commending Tinubu for that. But then he goes ahead to say that he would like the president that there's an emerging political cartel within the corridors of power and that he would like the president to act swiftly and dismantle that cartel as well.
Okay.
Then I also took the story of Sadia Farouk, who was the former minister for the same ministry. They say, has gone to the EFCC. If we remember, she had been invited to the EFCC and she didn't show up. She had asked for 3 weeks so that she could attend to her health, but they gave her 3 days. But she was able to go to EFCC. She was grilled, they said, and then she went back home on bail and she'll be asked to come back. They said she gave relevant information and she'll come back again today to continue with questioning.
Okay. So the Nigerian Electricity Commission, NEC, has taken over the Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company, KDC or something. And they said the DISCO was unable to discharge its responsibilities as a company. So NEC had dissolved the board of Kano DISCO and appointed replacements that will be running the firm, pending when they sell them to investors. According to the story, they said the action followed the inability of the distribution company to pay 110 billion that it owes the Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading, that's NBET, PLC, and Market Operators, MO. And NBET, we know, is the manager and administrator of the electricity pool of electricity supply industry. MO, on the other hand, is a prominent institutional investor, like who gives a hedge fund or a group of traders working together to achieve a goal, and they're not able to pay them. That's KDC was not able to pay them. So according to a statement by NEC, it says all directors of KDC are hereby removed from office and the board of directors stand dissolved in exercise of powers vested in the commission by Section 75 of the Electricity Act, that's the EA. Now, Dr. Omar Abubakar Hashidu is hereby appointed as the administrator of KDC, further to Section 75 of the EA. Yeah. And they said they had given them, the management board and stakeholders, had given them an opportunity to, address their poor performance. For some time, they were not able to do that. They also gave them till May 15 last year to show in writing why they should take their license, distribution license from them, but they were not able to do that, and that's why this action followed. Okay,
more drama coming in from Akure, Chief Press Secretary to the Ondo State Governor, that's why Mr. Prince Ade Ebenezer Adeniyon said that there are some politicians who are out to blackmail the governor with unsubstantiated allegations. He said that some politicians were behind allegation of certificate forgery against the governor of Ondo State. Adeniyon said that the politicians resorted to blackmail after failing to paint Aiyedatiwa bad as regards the story surrounding the death of the late governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. He alerted the public to the plot to discredit him ahead of the coming governorship election very soon. He said that the governorship aspirant last night held the meeting with some individuals at a popular hotel in Akure, where he gave the directive to those present to write stories alleging that the governor used forged certificate to contest elections. Okay, moving on quickly now to Punch. There's no story in Punch. It's still about, but I know that there's human interest stories.
Okay.
Go ahead. Who has a human interest in Punch?
Yeah, okay, I'll take the 11 residents that were kidnapped in Abuja. No fewer than 11 people were at the Sagwari Estate Layout in Dutse. Is that right?
Yeah.
Dutse.
Yeah. Apparently, they came in military. They were dressed like military men. They came in. They went into the estate. They knocked. When you open the door,
Yeah.
they will whisk you. Yeah. So they kidnapped this woman and her 4 kids. Another woman ran to the hotel, and so they chased her, met the receptionist and the barman sitting down, carried them, and
Escaped through the mountains.
yes. And when they escaped through the mountains, and when they went to look, because the security didn't come in time, in some place it took 30 minutes. By the time they came, they had already because the residents started chasing them, but because they didn't have any ammunition, they waited for the security. But it took them 30 minutes. When they got there, they started firing, in the air to see if those ones would reply them. Those ones
had left.
So,
Okay, let's take one more story in Punch.
Yes, so I have another human interest story. A 2-year-old girl has been electrocuted after exposing herself to a wire that was connected to the neighbor's gate. So the wire was exposed, actually. And they said it happened at about 11:30 a.m. This happened January 2nd. So the story said the deceased father, Mudashiru, said his daughter was electrocuted after coming into contact with a wire that was linked to the neighbor's gate. And the daughter passed on immediately. So they had to rush her to the hospital. By the time they got there, she was already dead. And this was just like a warning that they had been telling people around to make sure that your wires are not exposed. Just check all the wires that you have and make sure they are foolproof, to protect, especially young children who may not even pay attention when they are moving. It's just a very sad story that somebody died as a result of another person's error.
a baby.
A baby. Okay.
Yeah, I have one. So they say Justice Rahman Oshodi of the Ikeja Sexual Offences and Domestic Violence Court sentenced a security guard, Olawale Olarewaju, to life imprisonment for having sexual intercourse with a 12-year-old girl. But they said this happened about 8 years ago. And the little girl, who was 13 years old at the time, she said she had gone to a construction site to fetch water. She had been sent by her family. And then this construction worker comes behind her, wraps his hand around her mouth. And she says the next day she finds herself in a secluded place. He's taking her clothes off and he forcefully raped her. She goes home, tells her father, who immediately reports to the police. And then he was arrested and has been kept in the Ikoyi Custodial Center since then. And he just came before the judge, 8 years later. So the judge is saying, see, there's definitely something wrong with the process. How is it that a man who's been kept in custody for this crime, I'm just seeing for the first time in I think it was in 2023, there's something really wrong with the process, and that has to be looked into. But thankfully, he's been finally properly sentenced. And they said that girl is 18 years old today, and I hope that this gives her some sort of peace,
Closure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.